What's up, guys? Welcome back to another week of market news for April 4th, 2022. Yo, I sound kind of hype right now, but I'm not. It's kind of late. It's like 12:25 right now. Well, you know what? I have a lot of things going on, but anyway, who do I care? Nobody is watching this. So, you know what I'm talking about. So whatever I say or do, it's not a financial advice. Anyway, guys, so April 4th, for the week ahead. This week, I think, is quite boring, except for Wednesday. We have FOMC minutes, which could move the market, maybe not, because, for some people, they say the price for the Fed, the rate hike, has already priced in. But at this point, I don't know whether or not that's will hold a question, right? So at this point right now, the rate height right now for this is still fairly decent. It's 70%. So it's high for expectation for May 4th. So at this point, this I believe will determine the movement. Well, on Wednesday, we'll make a big move, and we will see. After the minutes, we'll have to look at it. Beside that, we have earning. Earning is nothing. We have Tilray. We have simplified food. I think Levi. We're gonna go over it. And then at this point right now, overall general market, we have the uncertainty, the Fed, which is the FOMC minute, the rate high, whether or not it's priced in. Second thing, I think this the main one is Putin. Last week we move up and everything, like before the week before that, and last week we move up because we thought we're going to have some solution to the Ukraine and Russian war, but at this point it seems like I don't think we make any progress. Putin maybe changed the tactic right now. He's not going to go over Kiev and trying to you know to the east of Ukraine and South Ukraine. I think the majority he want to control the Black Sea, the port. He wants. So now he attacking Odessa. I think believe it maybe early this morning. So I mean it's kind of escalated, right? And right now the only port at left, I think, in Ukraine that's working is Odessa port right now. So I guess the wheat thing might not be travel out of Ukraine at all. So that's something you have to take into consideration. So wheat supply grow, like Russia and Ukraine produce like maybe like a third or a quarter of the wheat supply. So this definitely, like, now we could be certain, if this port going to get destroyed, no, that means no wheat going to come out of Ukraine. Okay, so that's something to think about. Okay, if you are into that wheat play. Okay. And then Putin also, now it's war crime and then genocide. If you watch a lot of the video, you could go to Reddit and stuff and look. It's crazy. Some of this shit kill dogs, kill people, and a lot of civilians got killed, like execution style wise. So it's crazy shit. But I thought these young Russian was like the soldier that got forced into going to war, like against the will, but man, some of these guys are doing these crazy shit too. So I don't know what to say at this point. So basically at this point I don't know. We went up because we thought we are going to have a resolution with the war, but I don't think so. So this might be the catalyst for the market to continue to move down. Okay. In China at this point is still a question mark. They kind of trying to avoid this whole situation by playing with COVID right now. So, right now they are like in neutral territory at this point, but I think they're waiting for Putin. They kind of set it up, but we'll see. At this point, China is. I don't think they're gonna be anything affecting the market this week, except for the China stock. Depend on how their financial regulation, the auditing, whatever. That beside the story, but I don't think it's going to affect much into our general market. COVID, I mean, at this point, nothing much right now. Hopefully, there's no new strain. The way, hopefully, and then the next thing is inflation. Is kind of tied up with everything, right? Due to easy monetary policy, and then we have supply chain. Commodity, energy, and with the war, supply chain. So basically, that at this point right now, the only thing I see that like bullish right now is this upcoming season earning. I did some survey. I went out over the weekend to look at all the restaurant and stuff. It's actually fully packed. Even though the traffic is a little bit slower, I talked to a meter mate, and the meter mate was like, yeah, the traffic does go down a little bit, but the thing is it's enough, but yet still like the restaurant are all packed. Like majority of restaurant I see in Chinatown this weekend, they were packed. Like they're literally packed, and they have to kick people out. And I have video. Would depend if I have time to make it or not, but I did record it, so it's interesting. I was expecting people not to be spending because of inflation, but there's a lot of demand still out there. So at this point right now, recession, I think at least going to like third quarter. At least we'll see how the monetary policy by May. We'll see how that, if it's going to curb any demand. But right now, recession or anything is at least 2 quarters from now. All right. So that's what I see. Okay. So let's go to the chart. Okay. So this is SPY. So we move up on Tuesday, right? Monday we continue to move up, and then Tuesday we just gap up above this line. So basically we did make a high, very bullish. This bounce is crazy from the bottom up all the way up here. So right now the question is, right, at this point, I mean, we make a high, which if anything, if all the good news, if there is like, to be honest, if we have a resolution in Russia, we're gonna make a list go back up to here or make new high. But if we don't have that, that might be a problem. So right now, the question is like, how much is the pullback, and what will be the catalyst to propel up here? The only catalyst I could see at this point is that we have a resolution with the war, but at this point I don't see it. Putin is not likely to gonna give up this thing easily like that. I don't. And then another question is, how long will Putin have the money to finance this war too? That's another question. Another month, another two, we'll see. It's expensive for him to do it. Also, that's another question. So that's another question. So right now, I don't see a move up yet until we have some good news. So at this point, the pullback. The pullback is actually interesting. On Thursday, if you go to the 60-minute chart, it went crazy. It's like the pullback here with the volume. It's like, I'm not sure what happened. Like the fund, those fund actually like repositioned themselves and then did all this crazy stuff for the end of the quarter. But that was crazy. Like the selling at the last like 30 minutes was crazy. Like gap up here on Monday, go sideways a little bit. Look how interesting this, right? This like uptrend line, it reached to the top at this part, okay, and then we have the move up, and now this broke this trend line and the continued, so at this point right now we already broke the uptrend line. So the pullback right now, like on Friday we did pull back all the way to here, and then we bounce off, right? So on the weekend, it was expecting maybe some good news, but I guess there's no good news. So at this point right now, I think where we're gonna move next, I think we might talking down this level right here, 441. Okay, let's go back to the daily chart here. So right now, I mean, first stop would be 447. I think like we nearly reached there, but we'll see how we're gonna do. And then the next level is going to be around the 100-day, the 20 days right here, and then so right at 441, right? If that we're going to go to, so we could pull up the Fibonacci retracement. 50% would be around that area, right? The 440, 441, 38%, which if it pull back 38% is really good, and then bounce from there. I mean, it's possible. 444, so around those areas. So pullback right now that I'm expecting, but this week I don't see anything good to be coming out of the of the news, unless like I said, like the right now, unless the form will continue, right? The market going to continue to move up. If the form will continue, but the form got kind of crushed the last 3 days, we'll see what happened. Okay, and then right now we have the FOMC minute, and most of the Fed in that panels have been has been very hawkish, but we'll see if it price in or not. If it already price in, then I mean, we might have a move up. Yeah, basically move up. If not, then it continue to go down. But I believe it continue to go down because I don't think there's going to be any dovish at all. And then the Russian-Ukraine war, I don't think they're going to have any progress at that at all. Even though April is the very bullish month for on the financial calendar at this point. So right now, I mean, I'm expecting this to continue to move down. To be honest, basically. Okay, so yeah, so I mean, there's probably more escalation from Russia, because we did, they did, like, right now. Ukraine just to call out, Russia genocide, a bunch of people, basically kill a bunch of people, innocent civilian. It's crazy. Yeah, and then basically that's what I could say. So if my bet is this week we continue to move down, and then the only question is how much we move down here, and then once we move down, will we have the catalyst to move back up? That's the question. I think the catalyst to move back up is going to be earning. So because that will fit right in, right? Earning gonna start next week, so we'll see. So right now, I think the catalyst for move up is possibly earning, but is that going to be the following week though? So this week the continuum will be moved down. We'll see where we move down. Okay, so basically, and then look at the volume. Volume wasn't that high either on the selling. Okay, this day on Friday is actually bullish at buying. You see that candle? All right, so basically that's the SPY. QQQ, I mean, it's fairly strong also. It make a high also, and then it's pull back fairly. So I mean, if this sector continue to climb, the S&P will continue to climb because it's kind of like a big part of the SPY, right? Like a 25%. All right. The only thing here, the IWM is not really showing any leading indicator here because, if we're bullish and we go back to the tech sector, right, then IWM should show something, but it's not because these are all like small cap, should be benefiting from the growth, right? So we're not rotating to that, and it's not showing any much. Like it did go up here, it make a high, right? It broke out this range, but look at the volume. The volume was timid, no volume, and then it's moved back. So look at that. Like, so right now it kind of making a small rising channel, which is bearish to me. So at this point, if no volume coming in and no significant move up and just step up like that is very bad. So at this point, it didn't say anything at all at this point, So it's move out of, breakdown channel as we testing this, basically this long range channel here, right? But it's kind of failed in some way, but we'll see what it's going to be doing next week because right now they still have this support here, this downtrend line support. We'll see where it goes, okay? But right now that's indeterminate. DIA, same thing, fairly strong. It didn't make a high though. That's the only thing I didn't see here. But it's moving, so it's very similar to the stock. But volume, look at all the volume, very small volume, low volume. Dow Jones Transportation. This is I'm not sure my chart is broken or not, but this is a huge, it's signaling something here. Transportation, the Dow theory, if we are moving up, the transportation should not pull back, but pull back like 4 or 5%. I'm not sure, Friday or Thursday. I think my chart is broken, but right now this might be snitching something here. So this might be the leading indicator that we are going back down, and this is a big pullback, right? We make a bull flag here, and we expect to move up, but it's not. But look at me, right? When I drew this trend line here to create a channel, and I replicated and I put it up here. Look at that, it just broke. It couldn't go up, so it moved back all the way down to lower channel now. So right now at this point, this kind of signaling something. I'm not sure why, but I mean, transportation does, oil does affect transportation, and depend. I mean, right now demand overall I see is not is not decreasing, not much. Maybe for like traveling wise, moving around with the gas, I mean, they're not a big significant, maybe 10%. Okay. This is what I'm just saying. I don't know anything. I'm just speculating. Okay, guys. So, don't, I don't know. No one watching this channel anyway. So, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, let's move on. The VIX. The VIX right here. Actually is bounce off this, and we'll see whether or not it's going to go lower or it's going to bounce off and make a, this is going to be a higher low and then continue and bounce back. So if this is going to bounce back, the S&P is going to pull back. So basically this is where I'm expecting this move back here, but we'll see. This is it's above, it's actually went below 20, huh? I thought it was above 20, but it's right here is very undetermined decision right now. TLT doesn't say much here. It's kind of trying to move back up. And then Zhangbang kind of say something. It wasn't very bullish. So this is something you have. I think I like to watch this. Gold actually not much at this point right now. It has this dynamic resistance support level right here. So I don't mind if actually gold move down, make a lower low here, which is good because if it does, right, the shorter of that going to be trapped, right? And then if it's held the support, and when it's moved back, there's going to be new buy coming in at this level, and then the shorter has a cover, and that's going to fuse that. So basically right now it's still sideways consolidating, but possible still bullish as long as it doesn't break under 175 here. Same thing with the BNO. With oil, it's pulled back a little bit here with a lot of jawboning with Biden saying they're going to release that oil stuff from the reserve. We'll see if it does anything because right now, look at this trend line is hell. So unless it starts to broken this trend line and then is make below 27, 26 something, then that trend would be broken. But I doubt it. I think gas price right now, if the war continue, it's not going to resolve any problem because that's where most of the situation is at this point. Financial service, for some reason it pulled back very heavily last week, which is weird. So it's kind of like contributing to the move back of the SPY too. So that's kind of weird, right? So we're expecting raise height and stuff, but this not supporting that. And then energy, I mean, continue to move here, which I mean is it going to make a high? We don't know. New high? I'm not sure. But energy has been doing well, and if we are in that bullish market, energy should not be doing that well. Same thing here with utility. Utility is broken out to new high. So at this point right now, if you do a measure move, it has some to move up, but it will top out soon, and this will pull back heavy. I believe will pull back heavy. The way this trade right here, 1-to-1, this with the thing. So right now, utility is signaling, we are not in the safe zone where the tech sector should be doing well. It's kind of conflicting, right? So that's something to watch out for. And then the tech sector, the semiconductor here, it's pulled back very heavy. So if we just look at the tech sector in general, tech sector, the QQQ doing actually pretty decent, but the semiconductor they're not doing very well. The pullback to the 20-day moving average, which is not that great, and it didn't make a high here either. So that's something to look for. So right now, semiconductor is in trouble. All right, and then SLV is a healthcare sector is continuing to move up, but I'm not sure how bullish this is. Whether or not it's gonna be able to make it up here, or it's gonna start out. Because look at this, right? Look at the long-term trend line here. It's reached a long-term trend line and just held this line right here. It wasn't able to break through this, but we'll see. So that's the main trend line right now. And then if I draw this up, and guess what it looked like? It looked like a rising wedge, which is bearish. So if anything, it might reach this level, but it will crash down. So beware, okay? Beware with healthcare. This is the Euro index. It did make up a high and now it's pulling back. So at this point right now, we'll see. Like I say, short position for this should be decent, because Europe I don't think going to do well as long the war continue and then they have to do all that sanction. Europe will fail. I mean, I don't know when, but right now the demand in the state, I could say, is still good. So I'm assuming Europe is still good. Maybe they're gonna be like a quarter ahead of signaling. So we'll see. That's something we have to watch out for, right? Apple doing very well, but I'm not sure how long Apple gonna last here, because most people jump in to buy stock to hedge inflation. I guess they go and buy the big boy, right? Apple. Tesla too doing very well. Whether or not they're going to make up here, this gap right here is kind of dangerous, and then we'll see whether or not they're going to make to new high or not. But I think the vehicle delivery or something come out this over the weekend, it wasn't good, so I'm not sure how well they're going to do this week. We'll see. All right. Microsoft is moving up steadily, just like the QQQ. All right. Google too, same thing. So all these big tech are doing well, like better. Look at Amazon, is doing quite well. It make a high here and then it stay above this level. We'll see. Right now, let's just say this consumer discretionary is still good at this point. I believe so, unless the next quarter. Okay, Nvidia, even though the semiconductors are doing well, but Nvidia is doing great. You can see that. Netflix is bad. I wouldn't touch that shit. Facebook too, I wouldn't touch that shit. Tilray, so earning this week. Tilray, I mean, this possible on the long side. I think they did sign the wheat policy or something in the house. So I mean, if the earning do well, this you could see here potential gonna be go higher. So this could measure move, move back up. So it's a potential play. If you could come in early, set it up before earning, that's something to do. Simply Good Food. This, I mean, I'm not sure where it goes. This is like the symmetrical triangle. Could go both way. I believe it's probably gonna go up this way. Based on all the food company. So possibly it's a play here. Continue up to 43. That's something to, if you want to set up. There is a setup there. Okay, I'm not going to talk about this. This is they make card for, I believe, for railroad. Levi, I mean, there's a setup for the another move here, but I would just wait. I'm not sure how this is going to be doing, so that's questionable here. I should start to go shopping too and look at the traffic. All right, maybe next week. All right, so right now I wouldn't touch this unless you could set it up beforehand. Okay, Constellation brand is moving up steadily with all these things. They might have pricing power, so I mean, it's possibly, if you're going to go long, it is a move to go. All right, and same thing here, Canara brand food, same thing. They already make the move up before earnings. So if you set this up beforehand, it would be great. So basically, those are all the significant earning that you want to look at for this week. So basically right now I don't think we're gonna move up this week, because based on these news that we are having, I don't see anything that are very bullish at this point, unless something come out. I don't know, but at this point I see more bearish news than bullish. So I'm expecting the stock market to pull back, maybe up to this level, like 441, and then we'll see what the news the following week. Okay, so basically that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and good luck for the week. Okay, have fun trading. Bye.